Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer Island has been one of my favorite attractions at Disneyland since I was a kid. This place allows your imagination to go wild as you walk over bridges, explore caves, see the remains of Fort Wilderness, and even look for gold. It's a great place for families with young children as you can just let them run around and explore the island at their own pace. I visited recently and brought my twins along for the ride so that they could experience it as well, and here's the full guide on all the things you can do at the Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island. Be sure to let me know if you have any memories on this island from when you were younger in the comments. We got to the park early, and while everyone else headed to the main attractions in Disneyland, we went right to Tom Sawyer's Island. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, this is not that popular of an attraction anymore. As you pass through Frontierland, be sure to check out the petrified tree, which most people just walk right past when they're at Disneyland. Tom Sawyer's Island is an actual island, and the only way to get there is by taking the raft across the water. Be sure to note when the last raft leaves, as you wouldn't want to spend the night there. Actually, it would be pretty cool to spend the night there. Let me know if you have a contact. Today we're at Disneyland taking the perilous ride over to Tom Sawyer's Island. It only takes a couple of minutes to make it across the river and to land on the island.
Danger, keep out. Watch out, guys, it's dangerous in here.
The boat is leaving us on the island with no way to return.
First stop is the Dead Man's Grotto. Are you guys brave enough to go in? The Dead Man's Grotto? Sunny is. Dead Man's Grotto. In the Dead Man's Grotto, there's gold.
This cave takes you across the island and only takes about 5 minutes, but it ended up being a little terrifying for my children, so they left while I did some filming.
Behold the fate of any scoundrel who dares steal the plunder. They have to stay in here.
Plenty of room for ya.
We have escaped. This hiking trail has a lot of wildlife. Whoa!
As you leave the cave and head around past the picnic benches, you'll get to the most interactive area of the island.
We're demonstrating how the pump works, but it is not working today, unfortunately. But when it is working, I think it brings up some treasure or something down there. Watch out as you round this bend. Don't get caught in the pirate's net. Oh no, Sonny, don't get caught in the pirate's net. It's another thing that you can push. It's also not working today, but it brings up that treasure.
One of the coolest things about exploring the island is being able to see the Twain riverboat going past you as you're walking around. We ride that at the end of this video.
Now that is the way to travel the river right there. But I guess you could also travel the river like that if you want.
I've actually never done the canoe ride, have you? Let me know if it's worth it in the comments and maybe I'll do it next time.
Don't sway or rock the bridge. How many people you think listen to that? Walk across the dangerous bridge. This bridge is pretty awesome. It's definitely wobbly. The deadly hiking trail was a little bit too much for the family. They need a snack before they continue on, so I'm gonna go explore. This is the pontoon bridge. If your boots gets wet, it's your own fault. Whoa. All right, this bridge is a lot crazier than I thought it was gonna be. You see there's very uneven, so that's why you can get in the water.
After leaving the area with the bridges, you can take the stairs up to the high point of the island.
We've made it to the island's high point, which is this treehouse.
If you look closely while you're walking around the tree, you can even see Tom and Huck's name carved into it. As you head around the north side of the island, there's lots of different caves that you can explore. Some of them were a little too tight for me though. You can only go in them if you're a young child.
Here's another, what looks like a pirate's lair in here.
The echo of the storm that took this ship.
It's not really built for people my size. Especially not that exit right there.
A little history on Tom Sawyer's Island. It was opened in 1956 and it was the only attraction designed by Walt Disney.
More wildlife, there's moose sighting. Okay, I haven't been here since I was a kid. This place is still amazing. As we bend the final corner, this is where all of the gold was stored. Don't take any though, you'll end up in that jail cell we saw. We've reached the end of the island. I don't know what's back there, you can't see in there. And then this fort is completely closed. You can walk around the outside, but you can't go in there either. So we're gonna head back. Fort Wilderness. Look up some old pictures of this place. It looks like it would have been a lot of fun to explore, but apparently it's gone into disregard and that's why you can't go in it. We've made it to the top of the shipwreck. And there's some more spots to explore up here.
This is basically the last spot to explore on the island. It's a shipwreck with a bridge and some lookout towers.
Such a clear day and you can see so far that you can almost see Star Wars land from here. Well, this is a pretty cool spot. Looks like you're on top of a ship and you can look out over Splash Mountain. If you're feeling adventurous, you can actually go up that cave to the top of that little area we were just at.
After that, I headed around the south side of the island to see if there was any spots I missed on my way back to the picnic bench where Amy and the twins were hanging out.
Apparently they have some pretty heated games of checkers here as you have to store your weapons before you play. We spent about an hour on the island, which is a good amount of time for us. If you have kids though, you probably spend multiple hours here. I've heard multiple families say, wish we could stay here all day. It's a pretty incredible place, even for adults. We're gonna ride the boat now and then have something to eat. Did you find a pine cone?
Where does that come from, Jack?
We figured there's no better way to end our time exploring Tom Sawyer's Island than to take the Mark Twain boat that goes around the entire island and lets you see it from a different viewpoint.
Snack time.
Also, there should be no fires or smoking.
Always.
I'm honestly surprised that they still have this attraction at Disneyland, but I'm so glad that they do. It's such a cool part of history as it was built in the 1950s, and it's an authentic, smaller scale replica of a riverboat that was used on the Mississippi River.
Boat ride!
Eventually, after loading up the boat, we started the 12-minute journey that took us around the entire island. Along the way, you can see all the spots that you explored, like the shipwreck with the bridge at the top of the island and Fort Wilderness. Plus, there's lots of things you can't see from Tom Sawyer's Island that you can see from the Mark Twain riverboat. Some of these include the train tracks, more moose, a waterfall, and even the Native American village. Probably the best part though is watching people trying to walk over the pontoon bridge. After getting off the boat, all that was left was to visit the Little Red Wagon, my favorite spot for lunch in the park.
Lunch of champions right here. The best corn dog in Disneyland with the dipping sauce. That's how you end a day in Disneyland. We'll see you on the next one.